You hit $100,000. You did everything right. You saved. You budgeted. You skipped the vacations. And then, nothing happens. No explosion of growth. No compounding magic. Just you, staring at an account that refuses to move. Something is quietly keeping you stuck. And it's not what you think. Financial experts call $100,000 the hardest million. Not because the math is hard. Because most people sabotage themselves right after they hit it. You'd think the first $100,000 is the hard part. Save, grind, repeat. But something strange happens once people get there. They slow down. They get comfortable. Or worse, they get scared. And that one shift in behavior is exactly what keeps most people from ever seeing $1 million. This isn't about working harder. It's about the mistakes hiding inside decisions that feel smart. Maybe that's you right now. Watching the number. Refreshing the app. Wondering why the same discipline that got you here isn't taking you any further. You're not lazy. You're not bad with money. Something else is going on. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Mistake number 1, treating $100,000 like a finish line. For most people, $100,000 feels like proof. Proof that they've made it. So they relax. They stop tracking spending as closely. They upgrade the car. Take the bigger vacation. It feels earned. It feels deserved. But here's where it gets worse. That relaxed mindset is exactly what erases years of momentum. The truth is, $100,000 isn't a finish line. It's a launch pad. And most people accidentally step off it right when the real growth was about to start. Think about it like planting a tree. The first few years, you barely see anything above the soil. All the real work happens underground, in the roots. $100,000 is that underground stage. It's the point where the roots are finally deep enough to support real growth. But if you stop watering it now, if you get comfortable and coast, the tree never gets the chance to break the surface. Mistake number 2, playing it too safe. Once people have real money for the first time, fear kicks in. I don't want to lose this. So the money sits in a savings account, earning almost nothing. And this is the part nobody talks about. Playing it safe with $100,000 doesn't protect your future. It quietly kills it. Because while that money sits still, inflation eats it alive. You worked years to build this. And it's shrinking in value every single month you leave it idle. Picture 2 people. Both hit $100,000 the same year. One keeps it all in a savings account, just to be safe. The other puts most of it into steady, diversified investments and lets it sit for the long run. 10 years later, the first person still has roughly $100,000, worth less than it used to be. The second person has multiple times that amount. Same starting point. Same income. Completely different outcome. The only difference was what they were willing to let their money do. Mistake number 3, confusing busy with growing. Here's a mistake that looks like progress but isn't. People start chasing side hustles. Extra shifts. A second job. More effort. More hours. More exhaustion. That sounds smart until you see what happens next. Working more hours has a ceiling. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. But money, when it's placed correctly, doesn't have a ceiling. The people who go from $100,000 to $1 million aren't working 10 times harder. They're doing something completely different with the money they already have. They're not adding more hours to their week. They're adding more purpose to their dollars, making each one work while they sleep, while they're at their job, while they're spending time with family. That's the shift. Not more hustle. More leverage. Mistake number 4, waiting for the perfect moment. I'll invest when the market calms down. I'll start once I feel more confident. I'll wait until I have more saved up first. Sound familiar? This hesitation feels responsible, careful, smart, even. But the real reason is completely different. It's not caution. It's fear wearing a disguise. And every year that passes waiting for perfect is a year of growth that never comes back. There's a saying among people who study wealth: the market doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It just moves. Every month you wait for the right time is a month of missed compounding, the exact force that turns $100,000 into $1 million in the first place. And compounding doesn't care about your excuses. It only responds to time. If you're still watching, this next part changes everything. Because so far, this all sounds like a mindset problem, right? Be less scared. Take more risks. Simple. But that's not actually the real issue. Here's what almost nobody realizes. The problem was never fear of losing money. The real problem is identity. Most people who reach $100,000 still think like someone who's broke. They grew up watching money slip away. Watching bills eat paychecks. Watching not enough define every decision. So even with $100,000 sitting in front of them, their brain still operates from scarcity. That old mental wiring, the one built during years of struggle, doesn't disappear just because the number changed. And that wiring is what quietly sabotages every decision after $100,000. Not lack of knowledge. Not lack of opportunity. An identity that never got the update. Think about someone who grew up counting change to buy groceries. Even after they build real wealth, some part of them still flinches at spending, still hoards out of habit, still can't fully trust that the money is real. That flinch isn't weakness. It's a survival instinct built for a different chapter of life. The problem is, that instinct was built to protect someone with nothing. And now it's running the decisions of someone with something to grow. So how do the people who actually cross into $1 million do it differently? They stop treating money like an emergency and start treating it like a tool. They let money sit in things that grow, index funds, real estate, businesses, instead of letting it sit idle out of fear. They measure progress in years, not weeks. And most importantly, they update how they see themselves. Not I'm someone who's scared of losing money, but I'm someone who knows how to grow it. That mental shift is the real bridge between $100,000 and $1 million. Not a secret strategy. Not a lucky break. Just a decision to stop operating like your bank account still says zero. If you're standing at $100,000 right now, here are two simple shifts that matter more than any strategy. First, put your money to work instead of letting it sit. Even a simple, diversified investment beats an idle savings account over time. Second, start speaking to yourself differently. Not I hope this works out, but I know how to grow this. Your decisions will start matching your words. The $100,000 you already saved proved you know how to build. The next million will only happen once you believe you deserve to keep it growing. Not because you got lucky. Not because you finally found the perfect strategy. But because you decided the story you tell yourself about money was ready for a new chapter.